Speaker, the long-awaited new surgical wing that's been under construction at the Dr. Everett Chalmers Hospital in Fredericton for some time is nearing completion. It's been built to include a hybrid surgical suite, which combines medical imaging and a conventional surgical suite into one treatment space. This allows surgeons to perform imaging, diagnosis, and surgery all in the same room and remove the need to move a patient between an imaging suite and an operating room. It is particularly important to the success of life-saving vascular surgery in the case of, say, aneurysms. However, the Premier has thus far not given his blessing to allow the hybrid surgical suite to be utilized for this purpose at the Chalmers. Why?
Minister of Health.
Well, Mr. Speaker, this government has invested heavily in not just the Chalmers Hospital, but in hospital institutions right across the province. That's right. We believe in a provincial-wide approach to health care, and we continue to make those investments, not just at the DECH, but we also do that in Sackville. We do that in Moncton. We do it in St. John. We do it in Bathurst. We do it in Edmundston. We do it in Campbellton. Mr. Speaker, the investment continues to make sure people have access to surgery, access to primary care, access to mental health and addictions, a connected health care system, and also a connective when it comes to senior. And Mr. Speaker, I've met with the surgeons up at Fredericton, up at the DECH, to talk about the OR. I've met with my colleagues to talk about the OR. I've met with the interim CEO to try and talk about this too. And Mr. Speaker, that's something that we continue to work with. And when we look at capital budget, we say, look, no is not forever when we come to various options.
Thank you, Minister. Member for Fredericton-South and Leader of the Party.
Mr. Speaker, without the Premier's go-ahead to outfit the hybrid surgical suite with the relevant medical equipment, which will be paid for by funds raised by the incredible Chalmers Foundation, it will be impossible to recruit a new vascular surgeon to Fredericton as our current surgeon retires. Vascular surgical services will be lost, not just from Fredericton, but from western and central New Brunswick, because this is the hub for them. This is a dire situation, Mr. Speaker. What would have been a 1-hour or 2-hour emergency ambulance trip from communities in the upper St. John River Valley to Fredericton for life-saving vascular surgery will be too long to save some people's lives. What would be a 1-hour and 45-minute drive from Perth Andover to life-saving surgery will turn into a trip of close to 3 hours to get to St. John. The hybrid surgical suite is already built. We don't want it turned into a storage room, Mr. Speaker. We want it turned into a hybrid surgical suite. Why is the Premier not allowing this to proceed?
Minister of Health.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the sensationalism coming from the Green Party here this morning is just unbelievable, because day in and day out we have good people on the front line saving lives of people, preventing people from getting into trouble, and performing excellent surgery here in the province of New Brunswick, and I want to commend them for the work that they do. Now, the member opposite seems to be a self-appointed triage medical professional, which I didn't know that was on his resume. But the fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, in the conversation that we had with the folks from the DECH, we didn't say no, we said not now. And Mr. Speaker, this equipment is very specialized, it's very technical, and even to order it, it takes years for it to be purchased, built and put in place. So, Mr. Speaker, when we look at the number of things that are going on in the other hospitals in St. John, and with respect to the various surgeries that are performed in St. John, in Moncton, in Fredericton, Bathurst, Campbellton, we have a provincial approach to all.
Thank you, Minister. Member for Fredericton-South and Leader of the Party.
Mr. Speaker, I know that the medical staff across all departments, department chiefs, surgeons, hospitalists, nurses, technologists are all deeply concerned that without the hybrid surgical suite, vascular surgical services will disappear from the Chalmers and from this part of the province, which will have cascading effects with the subsequent loss of up to 2 anesthesiologists and other medical staff, ultimately perhaps leading to the downgrading of the Chalmers Hospital as a tertiary care hospital. That's coming from those medical professionals, Mr. Speaker, not from me. No other hospital has yet to build an operating room to host a hybrid surgical suite in this province. That has happened in the new surgical wing at the Chalmers. It's waiting, and they're waiting for the go-ahead to outfit it with the required technology that, as I said, is to be paid for by the funds raised by the Chalmers Foundation. It's not the minister that's standing in the way, it's the Premier. So why is the Premier standing in the way of this decision?
Minister of Health.
Well, thank you very much. And once again, Mr. Speaker, I think the message is clear from this side that when we had those meetings with the individuals that the member across the way mentions, we've had them, the acting CEO has had them, and the local members, and we were clear. And one of the toughest things to say when it comes to medical procedures or new technology, new equipment, is either no or not now. And that's the message we gave the surgeons up in Fredericton, is the answer is not no, it's just not now. And there is a procedure when you look at St. John, what's going on there, and the opportunity for a hybrid OR in St. John, that's another thing to be considered as well. So we look at provincial-wide needs when it comes to equipment, when it comes to upgrades, when it comes to capital improvement. We'll be having our capital budget here in the fall, and again, we look at record investments right across the province when it comes to capital and equipment purchasing. So I look forward to that capital budget and more discussion on this topic.
The Deputy